Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and it's time for another Pokemon TCG live online match, which was going to be viewer battles. I did record, or technically I did play some viewer battles earlier this week, but according to my computer, and it's very, what would you call it? Just being a piece of garbage, it decided to completely corrupt those videos, and I didn't have anything to show for it. I think I mentioned this in one of the Pokemon Yellow episodes that I put in as like a filler episode sort of thing to make up for the lack of TCG, but I am a Taurus. I'm born under the sign of Taurus. I am very stubborn. I am not giving up. I'm trying to record just a standard battle using the last Pokemon GX that we have to take a look at from the Sun and Moon expansion just before Guardians Rising comes out, and that is going to be Gumshoos-GX. Now you'll see from the deck, I didn't even know what to call this thing, because I was looking at Gumshoos-GX trying to think, what can I do for a decent strategy using this, and I'll show you what it has to work with as my computer decides. Yeah, I was thinking there might be some trainer cards like Team Skull Grunt that could kind of come in handy with that, where it says the opponent reveals the hand, discard 2 energy cards you find there. So before wasting that card, you could see what they have and know when to use it. Other cards could kind of come into play like that, but I'm like, you know, I don't want to base the entire strategy off of just that. So I looked at the rest of the card. Headbutt Bounce for 3 colorless energy does 100. Pretty basic, simple stuff. And for 1 energy, colorless, Gumshoe Chance GX does 10, plus 50 more damage times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon. I was considering doing something I did with Espeon-GX, where I was using Royal Flash of Slowking on the bench to move a bunch of energy from the active Pokemon to a benched one. Play Lysandre to bring that up and do extra damage with the Psychic attack, which does more damage based on how much energy the opponent's active Pokemon has. But this is a one-time use GX attack. I don't want to focus the entire strategy on just that. So all that being said, I didn't really know what to do for Gumshoos-GX. Now, if you have any ways that you play with Gumshoos-GX in your decks, any cool strategies, feel free to leave them down below, because I'm all ears for those. But what I decided to do was try to make this particular Pokemon's attacks a little bit more versatile, as you'll see in a moment. So I've got 2 Gumshoos-GX and 2 Yungoos in here. You'll notice there's an entire line of Eeveelutions in here. I've got 3 Eevee, and 2 of each of the evolutions from the Ancient Origins expansion, because of the ability. Flare effect from Flareon, for example, says each of your Stage 1 Pokemon in play is now a Fire-type Pokemon in addition to its existing types. Vaporeon adds Water-type with Aqua effect, and Jolteon adds Lightning-type with Electric effect. So we're going to try to turn Gumshoos-GX into a 4-type Pokemon, getting some super effective damage off on a lot of opposing Pokemon, because it is a Stage 1 GX, which is kind of nice. So other than that, each of the Eeveelutions can do some damage too with one of their energy types plus a double colorless. So Hydro Splash for 70 from Vaporeon. We have Heat Breath, which does 60, plus 20 more if you do a coin flip of heads. So generally does less than Hydro Pump or Hydro Splash, but does more if you flip heads. And then Jolteon does a guaranteed 80, but you lose an energy attached to it. So we might not see them do a lot of attacking. A lot of times you're going to see the Jolteon is there for free retreat cost, which is very nice. But we're going to try to focus on the Gumshoos-GX. Now, of course, we're using the Eevee from Sun and Moon with Energy Evolution. When you play a basic energy from your hand to Eevee, you can search your deck for an evolution of that type. Since that's going to require a lot of basic energy being added to Eevee and not so much Gumshoos-GX, I'm including a Break evolution with the Pokemon-GX. Golduck BREAK's Huper Transfer Ability says, as often as you like during your turn, you can move a basic energy from one of your Pokemon to another. So once we have played the energy needed to get our Eeveelutions into play, Golduck BREAK can then move that to the Gumshoos-GX, or move it to another Pokemon that might want to take the or do some damage out instead of Gumshoos. So I've got 2 Golduck BREAK, 2 Golduck, and 2 Psyduck. I kind of find it risky to have just enough basic Pokemon to get each of the evolutions into play, but you'll see I'm at 19 Pokemon in the deck already, and I don't want to put too much more in there. I can't even use a rare candy to try to speed through some of these evolutions either, because there is no Stage 2 Pokemon to make use of rare candy. But we'll see how things play out. There's 19 Pokemon. As far as the energy cards, scrolling down, we got 3 Fire, 3 Lightning, 3 Water, all basic. And I got 2 double colorless, just in case we need to make use of those. Power up and attack a little bit faster. And that's going to be 11 energy cards. Now onto the trainers, we have 2 Dive Balls. Get any water Pokemon I want from the deck. Usually going to be used to find the Golduck or the Golduck BREAK. A couple of Escape Ropes, because some of the Pokemon this week have kind of heavy retreat costs. We have 2 on Vaporeon, 2 on Gumshoos, and 2 on Eevee, 1 on the Flareon. What I like is Jolteon has a free retreat, and so does the Golduck. And Golduck BREAK, of course, inherits the retreat cost of its previous evolution. But if we need escape rope, we can also force the opponent to switch around. That could come in handy. I've got just 2 max elixirs in here to try to speed up some energy attachments. Search the top 6 cards of your deck and find a basic energy and attach it to one of your benched basic Pokemon. It has to have a benched Pokemon that's basic in play, though. So a lot of times I'm going to have Eeveelutions, so the elixirs might not even come in handy this time. I've got 1 nest ball to find any basic Pokemon and put it onto the bench, 1 Professor's Letter to find 2 basic energy from the deck and put them into hand, a couple of random receivers to help me get my supporters a little bit faster than usual, and Super Rod is here to shuffle back 3 cards in combination of Pokemon and basic energy, however much of each that I like, maximum of 3, shuffle back into the deck. 2 Versus Seekers, of course, are in here to bring back the supporters I'll be using and discarding during the battle. And a couple of Rough Seas, essentially to knock out whatever stadium the opponent has. But if I can get Vaporeon into play, it then adds the healing option of Rough Seas to Gumshoos-GX, because while in play, Vaporeon's ability makes Gumshoos-GX a water type. Or even Lightning type with Jolteon would come in handy too. So I can heal Gumshoos using Rough Seas if either of those 2 Eeveelutions are in play. Pretty cool. I remember when I first learned that, I was using Golduck from Ancient Origins, whose own ability makes it Psychic and Fighting type in play. I had the Eeveelutions in play as well. But the Vaporeon had taken a hit, so I thought, I'm going to heal it up. I healed it, and then the Golduck healed. And I was like, did the game just bug out? And then I clued in, no wait, Golduck is a water type now. So very cool stuff. I love the Eeveelution abilities because they can come into play with other cards that you might not expect. Excuse me, like in Expanded, you could play Blacksmith to attach 2 fire energy to, for example, Gumshoos-GX if I had Flareon in play. Anyhow, we have Bridget here as well. Look for 3 basic Pokemon and put them onto my bench, or 1 basic EX if I had them. I've got Lysandre, of course. You gotta have 1 Lysandre at least in your deck, forcing the opponent to switch one of their basic Pokemon up of your choice with their active. I've got a Pokemon Center Lady for healing purposes. I have Professor Birch's Observations to draw back, or at least to shuffle in and draw 4, which I tend to get on a coin flip of tails, but 7 on a coin flip of heads. Kukui's gonna come in handy as well. Draw 2 cards, and then my Pokemon does 20 more damage this turn, which could add a little bit more power to the versatile typing of the Headbutt Bounce of Gumshoos-GX. I've also got Professor Sycamore in here, discarding my hand and drawing 7 fresh cards. 2 Skylas, of course, one of my favorite cards in Pokemon TCG. Search your deck for any trainer card you like. If it's an item card, a supporter card, item, stadium, or tool, you can probably play that immediately. You can also find a supporter card, which you can't play yet because she is your supporter, but next turn she can set you up with a good supporter. I've got 1 Wally to speed up some evolutions as well. Winona to find 3 colorless Pokemon and put them into your hand. I did have 2 of her in the deck initially, because I can find the Young Goose or the Eevee or the Gumshoos-GX as well. But I decided, in case we need to get Psyduck, I'm going to add Bridget as well, because that's a basic that Winona can't find. And I've got 2 Float Stones to give to either the Vaporeon or the Flareon to give them free retreat options. I might also want to give it to Gumshoos-GX, but if possible, I'm going to try to go with the weakness policy. Gumshoos being weak to fighting, of course, means it's going to take some super effective damage, but if it has a weakness policy, it has no weakness while this tool is attached. So that is going to be the deck. Hopefully this video will save and work properly, because I want to show off Gumshoos-GX before we are going into the Guardians Rising expansion. This deck has 19 Pokemon, 30 trainer cards, and 11 energy cards, so let's jump in right now and see how well Gumshoos-GX and its Eeveelution crew can do in this week's Pokemon TCG Live Online match. Alright, our first opponent versus Gumshoos-GX is Nectuno-X, which should be called Nectunox, with a water, grass, and colorless deck. Alright, let's see what happened. We're calling for the coin flip of heads, and why did I choose the Metagross coin, you may ask? I don't know. Had to find something that looked colorless-ish, even though it's really, metal and psychic, but whatever. So we're gonna lead... Oh, the opponent mulligans! Wait, this is weird. We're gonna lead Eevee. I'll drop Young Goose to the bench. I would be smart to take a card for this mulligan, but I'm going to do that. Okay, Eradicate, Break, Eradicate. It's going to be one of these decks, is it? We're going to see Ariados. Now, this is a pretty interesting deck I've seen before. I also see Octillery, too. Oh, I get Revitalizer? Yeah, so the way this deck works is Ariados poisons from the bench, and Eradicate is immune to poison, but also has Eradicate breaks attack Super Fang, which brings the opposing Pokemon to 10 HP. The poison then knocks you out. I'm taking cards for those mulligans. I know what deck I'm up against. Yeah, it's a double colorless. Very cool. Alright, so what can this thing do again? When you play it from your hand onto the bench, you can discard Tool card. from the Active, I think it is. Alright. And there's Eradicate. This is going to be an interesting match, to say the least. I got to try to take out the Spinnerack. Get rid of their poison options. This might be a lost effort right from the get-go. We're going to see Octillery now. No, there we see Ariados. Alright. You can't evolve yet, though. You gotta have yourself a forest of giant plants to be able to evolve that thing right now. Alright. If only I had Bent Spoon. I could get rid of the, prevent poison. So I think the first thing to do... They didn't get an energy yet. I could Lysandre... I don't know. Well, here's what I think we want to do. I'm gonna play Skyla, grab myself a Professor's Letter, and use it to get a Fire Energy so we can find a Flareon, and I guess maybe I'll get Electric or Lightning in case we can find another Eevee and get Jolteon in play. So I'm going to immediately evolve Eevee up into Flareon, knowing that we gotta take care of this Pokemon weak to Fire, of course, the Spinnerack. Now my only hope is that they can't get Eradicate Break in play immediately. I know they got Eradicate with the level ball. If they can get Wally, for example, they could evolve it immediately. Like I said, it's going to be an interesting battle, because the Rattata in the active spot. Actually, no, the Rattata has a 1 retreat cost. Unless they have like some sort of a switch card or something. It could also be an escape rope, but they wouldn't escape rope now. They have to try to get the damage on them. Alright, so we are okay for the time being. Problem is Flareon will faint if Eradicate Break comes into play. Attach this to Flareon, we'll get Gumshoos-GX in play. We're going to Lysandre the Ariados to prevent future poisoning. And we're just going to go ahead and check their hand. Let's see what they have first of all. Search the premises. There's the break. So we're going to lose Flareon, as I said. But Heat Breath at least takes down the Ariados. So Gumshoos won't have to worry about being poisoned. We got ourselves Escape Rope. If I had a basic, that would come in handy. So the other Rattata comes up. Now how much does the Eradicate Break need for Super Fang? I think it's 2 energy. They can easily, well they attach it right there, they can easily evolve into Eradicate Break, of course. Teammates? Alright, that is completely fine. I did see that, I didn't pay attention to it. I saw Eradicate Break immediately and I thought that's the end of that. We're going to see another Spinnerack. Are they going for the Forest of Giant Plants? Actually, we're still in this. Well, that being the case, we can't really freely retreat. I'm going to Versus Seeker for Lysandre, bring him back. I'm going to bring up that other Spinnerack once again. Why not? We might as well. I'll attach this to Gumshoos-GX just to add some energy, and let's check the hand again, see what they have. You should always do that if you have the ability. Okay, Ultra Ball, double Colorless, Professor Sycamore, and Heat Breath. We get a Tails this time, not that it matters, of course. Super effective means you're going down regardless. And we get ourselves an Eevee, which might come in handy. Maybe, I don't know. Now, of course, they did have Sycamore. They could easily just play that and look for another Spinnerack. There's the double Colorless you need for your Super Fang. Abyssal Hand drawing 1 card back. So you gotta try to keep their grass types down. And Birch, yes! Birch works for me this time! He's on my side, he gives you a Tails. You still get an Ultra Ball out of it, but does it really matter? Yeah, it might. You can get yourself what you're looking for. Now, I think they already did the Abyssal Hand, right? Another Eradicate. Do they evolve the Energized one? I'm gonna say probably. Alright, so we're still in this. Flareon's not down just yet. We'll drop the Eevee. Let's go ahead and evolve up into Jolteon. I know I have it in hand, but by using the ability, then I can take 1 extra card out of the deck and speed it up a little bit more. Alright, let's go ahead and... What is your HP? I'm going to Escape Rope. Let's see what they go for. We see the Raticate come up. Well, Rattata, that's not too bad either. We're going to bring up the Jolteon. The reason being, we have free retreat on that Pokemon. So back to the bench we go. Let's check your hand out one more time, see what you're working with. You've got Raticate and Raticate Break, where you're about to lose one of your Rattata options as we Heat Breath and take it down. I will say, I started off this battle pretty intimidated looking at those Pokemon, knowing what the deck strategy is. But I think we're doing kind of okay. Like, as soon as the Raticate Break comes up, Gumshoos-GX can just go for the Gumshoe Chance, doing 110. Oh, you're going to reduce damage by Pokemon that have special energy attached. I see. Versus Seeker, bring back teammates. You're welcome to do that. I think I've used both of my Versus Seekers, haven't I? No, just the one. Okay. So if we see another Spinnerack, we could still possibly take it down. Let's see what Neck 2-Nox goes for. There's the Revitalizer. I forgot you had those. Well, what I see here, I've got a Nest Ball to get a Psyduck. I can Wally up into a Golduck, and Golduck Break is in hand already. Now, I can't have more than 3 bench Pokemon. Uh-oh. Nest Ball away, grab ourselves a Psyduck. We will, as I say, Wally up into Golduck. Next time we can play a Golduck Break. So we can take this Raticate down with 60 damage, even if a coin flip of tails. Let's check out what you got in your hand. Another Raticate Break, Level Ball, Ariados, Water Energy. So we are going to see some Poison next turn. We'll Versus Seeker, and sorry, we will, what is that? Random Receiver, get Winona. Can't use it just yet, but let's go for the Heat Breath. Brings down the Raticate. If the Raticate Break comes up next, which is quite likely, as long as they don't have Lysandre, we'll be okay. Gumshoos-GX can get the knockout. 110 HP. Okay, so we do see that evolution. More than likely going to see the Poisonous Nest. Do it now. Don't Lysandre first. If you even have Lysandre. They don't have it in hand from what I saw, but they could have just top-decked it. They also have the possibility of finding it with the Abyssal Hand of Octillery. So the Level Ball is going to choose any Pokemon of 90 HP or less, and their option is going to be as we wait. I'll just say today's sort of an odd day as far as my Pokemon stuff goes. I recorded the Pokemon, or was it the International Challenge for April for Pokemon Sun and Moon. I thought the video had messed up again, and I was about to just completely give up on anything other than the Game Boy game playthroughs, but I think it's saved okay. I'll still have to finish the editing and find out. And just to start off the day, before recording anything, I opened up my Pokemon Go, as I always do, and there was a rare elusive Houndour just around the corner from my house. So I ran out there to get it. By the time I got there, it was gone. And I'm like, oh, so that's how you're going to play it, is it? Alright then. Alright, what we're going to do here, I don't even really need to make use of the Hyper Transfer yet. I'm going to, though. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to Hyper Transfer a Lightning Energy from Jolteon and put it onto the Flareon, simply for retreat purposes. I want to keep Flareon's Fire Energy in play. So we will retreat into the Gumshoos-GX, discarding the Lightning. And at this point, I can freely go for the, first of all, Search Supremacies. And see we have Assault Vest in hand as well. I'm going to Gumshoe Chance. That's the knockout. There goes your Raticate Break. And I think all of your Rattata might be gone also. And I can just Versus Seeker. Well, I'll need another energy to be able to retreat. Now the Gumshoos-GX can knock out either of these two Pokemon, but it needs 2 more energy to do so. If I get lucky with a double Colorless, of course I could get that into play. But if I can get at least 1 more basic energy, which I can actually do with Versus Seeker Skyla. No, I've only got 1 Professor's Letter in the deck, and I've used it. How do I get energy back? Let me think. I don't know. Anyway, but if I could get a third basic energy in play, I can give it to Gumshoos-GX, Hyper Transfer the Fire Energy to Gumshoos-GX, 3 energy attached, 100 damage with the Headbutt Bounce. Alright, what is Nectunox going to do here? And I wasn't even considering this fact, but Gumshoos-GX is currently considered a Fire type and Lightning type, so we have super effective on this Ariados. Not that it matters, of course. 100 damage, base damage is going to be enough to get the knockout. So I think we pretty much have this. Normally, I don't like to show off battles that are just like, you know, steamroller, like the opponent hasn't gotten any damage off on me just yet. But I gotta play with what I got. Okay, Versus Seeker. What do we have to work with here? I need... Wait, I could Versus Seeker for Skyla and get Escape Rope. Okay, if I can get an energy somehow, I'll do that, but I don't think that's an option. No, so we're just going to grab that Escape Rope. And we can retreat into the Flareon, which is not yet the knockout. Well, I have no other option. I'm going to Escape Rope. Flareon can't get the knockout yet. So this match is not over just yet. I'm going to search the premises again. A couple of water energy. Alright, so we can get, you know, 2 hits, we'll get the knockout at least. And 80 damage. We're just shy. Use your Poisonous Nest. Come on, knock yourself out. Win me the match. Do that. Alright. Anyway, I'll calm down. A Heat Breath next turn gets the knockout, so we're in a good spot. At least we got to see the Gumshoe Chance get fired off as well, too, so... Or Gumshoe Chance GX, I should say. What should I have called this deck? I don't even know. I was thinking maybe, I don't know, Fangs or something, maybe, you know, Trump Card or something, but either way, we're just going to go for the Heat Breath, get the knockout. And despite this being a 6-0 victory, and I don't like to show off sort of one-sided battles, I kind of have to go with what I have because I don't know how long my video recording is going to be okay for this, or even if this video is going to be fine. So, that's the battle. We're going to roll with that. Good game. So that's going to be a wrap for this week's Pokemon TCG Live Online match. I'm going to try to make this outro nice and quick and wrap it up fast in case my computer decides you're going to stop recording at any moment. But there you saw some power of Gumshoos-GX, at least the Gumshoe Chance GX. But Search the Premises is also very nice, making sure you know what your opponent has to work with. Like, I knew they had Ariados in hand, Spinarak on the bench. I got to take that out before it can poison me. So at least you know what the opponent is planning and plan your next turn accordingly. But, as I say, with that, we are now done for this week's Pokemon TCG Live Online match. Come on back next week as we do some video coverage of the pre-release for the new Guardians Rising expansion. The pre-release tournament being held at Heroes Beacon, the Pokemon League that I professor at. Seeing a lot of new cards, a match in progress, assuming I can get everything recorded properly. That kind of stuff should be able to be recorded fine and edited okay. It's just stuff I'm recording directly on the computer that seems to have a problem right now. But anyway, if you use Gumshoos-GX, feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know how you use that in your deck. Have any strategies that sort of benefit it and make it more versatile and maybe more consistent and useful than I have it here for. Like I said, the Headbutt Bounce takes 3 energy to power up. I like the idea of moving the energy onto it with Golduck BREAK after getting your various Eeveelutions into play, so that kind of worked out pretty well, as you saw. But, as I say, with that, we are done. If you want to see some more Pokemon TCG Live Online videos, there's a link in the description to a playlist down there. You can go check that out. Go way back to episode 1, see back when I used to record my monitor using my camera and feed that to the computer. That was quite a time. I was thinking I might have to get back to that if I can't directly record the screen anymore, at least until a new computer comes along. But, if you want to see some other videos that I've done, there's some links during the outro to those as well. Plus, a link to subscribe to the channel for more daily Pokemon content, as long as I don't mess up and miss a day thanks to my computer not recording things properly. But, with all that being said, we are now done. So, yes, come on back early next week, possibly no later than Wednesday if I can get stuff edited in time for our Guardians Rising pre-release tournament at Heroes Beacon at the Pokemon League. Until then, Professor Chaz is now signing off. Thank you once again for watching today's video, and I will catch you next time.